Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me a bag. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me up back.
100,000 feel like something when you're thumbing through it. Done it when some would say one would be dumb to do it. Running circles round rappers on their last lap. PayPal perhaps. Ass cap the cash app. Ass app is how I expect the next direct deposit. Positivity love phone posits. Check the closet. Just say we touching paper is an understatement. Underground label running late. Tell them run the payment. Executive decisions. Check the balance. Time to monetize the talents. I accept the challenge. Memory of crazy tune. 111 days. Loco for my days. 97 ways.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me a bag. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it. We gon' live it. 97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me up back.
Unable to fake it, fuck how they take it. Heard about the meeting, I was able to make it. Just sick of watching Sherm heads squabble each other while the judge steady handing out lottery numbers. It go down year round, ain't gotta be summer. Life's a bitch and niggas never get apologies from her. Dumber, big and little homies frequently locking. Don't see no other options, that's the reason they flocking. SPI ain't the nigga, how you figure fat? Gift the gab, every gig get a bigger bag. Either name your price or it's appropriation. Finesse game, nigga nice with negotiations.
97 ways we gon' live it. You can't tell me shit about my crippin'. I done been a loco my living. Now it's time to chase me a bag. 97 ways we gon' live it. Bay Mac in the building. 97 ways we gon' live it.
Nightwood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie Cook-Up Boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
You are now in the black box with the homie Spider Low, the most eastiest. Facts over feelings, keeping it a Google Plex. Feel my campaign.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, man.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a local most easty. No mistaking the station. They making them statements. We waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway, BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Bay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
You can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google, the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We're not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards, we all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies, facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. The show is a blessing. To be black in the black box as we blow a secession one more again for the win on my mama, my daddy, daughters, dead homies, lokes, loved ones, my sister and my sons, everything I love and live for. It is beautiful to be in here with my loved ones, the Blue Wrench, my faithfuls, Riff the Loke, RDL. I see Gangland blown in this thing. Tree TV radio. Who else? Shack Boys. It's the deal. All my loved ones, we ain't deep, but we down. I've learned a long time ago, I'd rather be down than deep. I think the whole culture took a turn for the worse when motherfuckers started prioritizing being deep over down, man. On my mama. There was a certain point where small couple few down cats will make a whole bunch of deep knockdown cats get up out of here. Sneaker Hoodie, what up, fam bam? Oh man, I told you I was going to get more consistent, constant, continuous with creating content. You heard all those C's? That was a lot of them. And we're here to do it, man. Oh, that's why I have moved that. Let me get rid of that. I don't like the way that's covering up the logo there, right? But I knew it was a reason why I had slid this down. But I wanted to make some content today. Didn't really know what to make it on this evening today. This evening I want to do a session, right? So I'm scrolling through YouTube and I stumbled across this video. It was titled "The Top 6 Most Dangerous Drug Kingpins from Washington, D.C., right? And that was an interesting title to me because, for one, if you know, Rayful Edmond just recently was released from prison. And Rayful Edmond is one of the most notorious big drug kingpins known to our time or almost all time up out of that area. And for those that don't know, when I say Rayful Edmond and I say kingpin, think Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross, Big Meech, that level, cartel connected, federally felonious type cats. All right. So the reason why I realized Rayful Edmond had just came home, and the reason why I'm even interested in the fact that Rayful Edmond came home is because I'm from 97th Street on the east side of South Central Los Angeles, California. And amongst that class of drug kingpin, there's a local boy from my area who made a heavy mark in the same sense of these other dudes I just named in that game, right? He goes by the name of Melvin Butler. And classic music, what it do, fam? My Nia. It go by the name of Melvin Butler. In the 80s, he had a hell of a run. Legendary. Coming up in the east, on the east side in the 90s, and I don't mean the year 1990s, I mean in the streets, 97th Street to be particular. You know, my daddy house is on 99th. Before I ever got a chance to lay eyes on Melvin Butler, his name rung bells. You knew he was the man. I can't say in the 80s before he ended up going to the feds. Before he went to the feds, I can't say I knew him. I knew him, but I can't say he knew me. You feel me? He was the man. I was young, and I met him. I don't even know whether he would recall the times I met him. I doubt it. However, my father did have a hamburger stand in the hood at that time. I used to be in there working and hanging, and Melvin used to come up there quite often and come up there with a whole crowd and buy everybody something. So spend the big money, keep the change type nigga, right? So and why Melvin is relevant to Rayful Edmond is because Rayful Edmond, one of the biggest kingpins ever, that ended up going bad. Yeah, he went real bad, told on a whole lot of everything to get out. But anyway, Rayful Edmond, if you look at his life story as a kingpin, he was doing his thing in DC and he was on. He was the man. I saw a documentary that said as much back in the day. And as this documentary documented him getting his ducats, they told the story like he was doing all right. He was doing good, but he went to another level when he traveled to Los Angeles, California, and met someone by the name of Melvin Butler. So I happened to see this DVD actually when I was on the road with G Unit, with Young Buck in particular, on a tour bus. And, you know, back then it was DVDs. Every town we went to, we used to look up for the bootlegger and find some interesting content to watch on the bus. And back then, you used to have a whole lot of hood DVDs, Kingpin DVDs, and things of that nature. And they had a DVD about Rayful Edmond. And halfway through the DVD, we watching it. It has nothing to do with LA. It's all about from where he from, Washington, D.C., all that, whoop, wop, 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 whoop, wop, wop. He getting money, he in the streets telling his story. And like I told you, out of nowhere, the narrator said, and then he went to another level, and they blamed all that on Melvin Butler. So here I am with all these out of town niggas on the bus. I know the legacy of Melvin Butler locally, but I had no idea that he was known in that capacity of being the reason why a real big kingpin on the other side of the map was able to go from one level to the other. So I was proud to hear his name mentioned right then. So I kind of knew he was attached to Rayful Edmond. I ain't gonna lie, I had never realized that before that time. So Rayful Edmond came home a couple of months ago. But tonight, I imagine I'm gonna watch this video, the top 6 most notorious or dangerous, whatever it is, drug kingpins up out of Washington, D.C. And I just figured I'd watch it just to get some information or gain some knowledge about Rayful Edmond and his situation that I didn't know, because I knew my homeboy was affiliated with him, right? So lo and behold, I click on this thing, and of course, I heard Rayful Edmond name get mentioned. So they mentioned his name in the beginning, and I'm thinking, my homie Melvin Butler, I happened to meet him again and know him real. He went to jail in the late 80s, and he did 30 years. He got out in 2018, and that's the day I met him right here. That's him in the black and red. That's my homie ran from 89th Street on the other side, right? But this is our reunion day when, you know, by the time he did that time he came home, of course, he was fully aware of who I was because, you know, I had grown up and just not only what I've done in the industry, just in the neighborhood. He was fully aware of me. You know, he was fully aware of my family prior to going. But like I say, he was the legend at that time. I was younger. Can't acknowledge. I might want to ask him one day, I'm pretty sure he don't have nothing to remember me by back then. He probably just knew maybe that my daddy had a group of boys and a younger one, but he didn't know me, right? So, but at this date, this is our reunion in 2018 when he came home. So I'm watching the video thinking I'm gonna just learn some shit just related to Melvin Butler in general because of Rayful Edmond. Come to find out, I get 9 minutes and 28 seconds into this video, and they named Melvin Butler as number 4 on the top 6 Washington, D.C. most dangerous kingpin list. F me up, because even though I knew he had put on for the Washington, D.C. kingpin, I would not think he would be considered a Washington, D.C. kingpin himself. He from out here, born and raised, East Side 97th Street, you feel me? So for his name to make the list shocked me. So I listened to the segment and I said, damn, this would be some content I think it'd be interesting to react to. I had just spoken to him a few days ago. I have been honored that he's given me access to maneuver, drive, whatever type of situation we can facilitate as far as life rights, whether it be book, movie, documentary. He's leaving it in my hands. And shout out to Melvin for that. And it's crazy because I remember Wacko No 100 when we first started trolling, right? He tried to expose some text messages, act like I was begging him for a favor, right? To do something in behalf of my homeboy. When I told him, I said, I was in the car with him right now. I told him that, right? Text messages. I still had the text messages as well. So he tried to clown me for it. But what I was telling him was, hey, I'm in the car with Melvin Butler. He tried to swear up and down he's from LA and know all about LA. But him hearing the name Melvin Butler didn't even ring no bell to him, right? I told him in the car with him, bro. He got the I got the right to his movies. She knit. Hey, I think we could run a play. I'm like, I think we could run a play. So matter of fact, when I call him, when I text him, I'm riding in passenger seat with Melvin Butler, 2018. And me and him, this is when he first let me know I got action at doing the do, right? Getting it down, doing the get out with his shit. So at that time, I text Wack. I'm like, woo, wop, wop, woo, wop, wop. Bam, bam, bam. Me and Wack end up talking about it. He like, oh yeah, this the type of shit Nick Cannon into. He like to take stories like that and throw $1 million at it and produce that. I'm gonna holler at Nick Cannon. Da, 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 da. All right, for sure. Never no follow up, on my mama. I ain't tripping. I wasn't tripping. But later on, he tried to. This is what he was trying to troll me about. But you'll catch up later. But anyway, I want to get in and react and watch the segment about Melvin Butler with y'all. And you can look forward to some Melvin Butler content coming from my way. Like I say, he's a legend, kingpin, did 30 years in the feds. 2018, he came home on my mama. Guess what? The nigga been back to the feds since we took this picture. He's in the halfway house right now. And he didn't get caught up as bad as he did initially. However, I want to tell a story before we get in the video, bro. So imagine doing 30 years in the federal prison system. Getting out 2018. He pulled up on me, chop it up. He like, hey, need you to ride with me to Norwalk. I'm like, for sure. I'll ride with you. We go to Norwalk to go to the Hall of Records. He had to do some type of legal work with some papers and she knit, right? He's in a 2-seater Porsche. This nigga that just did 30 years in a federal prison, hadn't been out 30 days, and he in a 2-seater, 17 black Porsche, right? So you can just imagine when you around a nigga that did 30 years, you want to be on your best behavior when it comes to starting any trouble, getting involved in anything, any negative energy, doing anything that might cause him to risk his freedom. You want to make sure his time with you is free of all that. So mind you, that's my mind frame. So we go to Norwalk and we handle the business. We're leaving Norwalk, bro. As soon as we get in the car, we're on Alondra Boulevard. Now, mind you, Alondra Boulevard runs from Norwalk through Compton, down through Gardena, and I think it changes right in Compton or Gardena, right? Into something else. I know Compton Boulevard turns into Marine. I'm just not sure how far Alondra goes. Those who are not from Southern California probably cannot really make sense as to how much distance that is, right? Basically, Alondra Boulevard goes a long way, and Norwalk to Compton is separated from about maybe 10 to 20 minutes of drive time. If you're in Norwalk on Alondra, trying to get to Compton, it's going to take you between 10 and 15 minutes straight shot. So we get in the car, we leave in the Hall of Records. Soon we get on the Alondra car, my phone rang. Now, mind you, my oldest daughter had just graduated high school, 2018. Her first job was at the Compton Airport on Alondra Boulevard, about 10, 15 minutes from where I was located on Alondra Boulevard with Melvin Butler, the drug lord kingpin that was fresh home from doing 30 years. I'm on my best behavior. Don't want to get him involved in anything. Plus, I mean, I just live like on my best behavior. But I say all that because what happened next, I would never imagine. So answer the call, get in the car, answer the phone on speaker. My daughter sounds as if, you know, especially if you're a parent, when your child call you and say, Daddy, I'm talking about she is just hysterical, crying, can't barely make her words out. And only thing I can make out, man, my job, my face, talking crazy. So I'm like, all right, I hang up. I tell Cuz, now mind you, he just did 30 years. He ain't been out 30 days. I say, Cuz, can you take me to my car? He just heard everything. He like, no, man, you want to go? I'm like, yeah. Psh, man, salute, Melvin. To the Compton Airport we go. He see what I'm on. Now, mind you, I've been to her job at the Compton Airport before this. She works in a restaurant portion. And she's like a waitress at the restaurant. Now, shout out to Robin Petgrave, who had the Tomorrow's Aeronautical Museum at the Compton Airport at one point. That's who gave her the job upon my request, the first job. It's my broski. He had a program where he was allowing a lot of youth to be employed up there. He mentored a lot of youth up there through the years, right? So he had this one chef who was up in age, like our age, early 40s, late 30s type cat. And he was like an African, black, fat dude, no disrespect. Might be the most beautiful thing to have yellow eyes. Mine aren't that clear. But he was that typical, like super dark with that yellow eye African that looked like like I'm talking about like the Cliche 93 logo. His eyes was yellow like that, and he was black. He was the chef at the restaurant at her job. And the way he had at the airport, Robin had very creatively had a very small airplane front head gutted out and turned into a kitchen. And he had it all set up for like a restaurant. So when we pull up to now you know your child call you like that, bro. I had seen this dude before. Mind you, I'm glad I thought of this, cuz first time I encountered this dude, bro, I didn't like him. Because when my daughter first got the job, I called myself trying to pop up and surprise her, catch her at work, and orders, right? Now, mind you, this restaurant is a outdoor setting where you sit down and eat. So I came in, I ordered, and after I ordered, I realized she wasn't at work. Bam. But fuck it, I've been knowing her boss, the owner of the establishment, before he was even there for years. I'm going to support anyway, eat my meal. Now, as I'm sitting here eating my meal, I see this man that I described with these yellow eyes, this black dude who seems old enough like myself to be all these employees' parents sitting at a table away from me. And he saw me eating and he asked me, how you like it? He was the chef. I told him I liked it and all that. He has no idea who I am. However, I had asked another one of the young ladies that was waitressing, was my daughter there, the new girl. I think my daughter had only did one half a shift at this point. So I was just excited to get up there and be at work with her, right? On my mama. So the other young lady, she's like, oh no, the new girl, she's not here. Okay, so I'm sitting here. But the chef dude have no idea. So now as I'm eating, he's sitting like 2 tables away from me. And I hear him saying this to these 2 young ladies who look like they could not be no older than 17, 18. Like, yeah, man. It was back in the day when I might do the wrong accent, but the words he was saying was, yeah, back in the day, I used to sell nickel bag. Yeah, we sell big nickel bag. Like, and it was so braggadocious. I was imagining him having this attitude in that setting, talking to my baby like that. I wouldn't like it. So I just noticed that about his character, that he was trying to make himself seem like he was tough and hard to these young ladies. And lo and behold, he ended up getting fired for doing some weird shit, like stuffing his tongue down one of them young girls' mouth in the long run after all this. So that energy I saw where he was trying to relate to these females and it irritated me, it was something to it. So anyway, we driving down the laundry, I'm steaming. By the time we pull up into the airport, Melvin driving, he had on a baseball cap. But I get out before the car even stopped rolling, bro. Soon as he got slow enough to where I felt I wasn't doing nothing goofy, safe, I opened the door without thinking. I'm out the car, turn my hat back, and I'm moving full speed toward the little airplane, which I know is the kitchen. So I go in there, I open the door unannounced, wham, he right there. And it was a little female right there. She seen the energy in my face. I'm like, excuse me, baby. She come out, well, now I look at this nigga. He's standing there, he preparing food, but I see about 4, 5 big ass butcher knives. So I think, I'm like, hey, let me holler at you outside. I'm like, no, I said, hey, can I holler at you outside? He's like, yeah, sure. Mind you, I don't know if he putting 2 to 2 together. That I know he probably remembers seeing me from eating a week ago, but I don't know if he putting it together that whatever he just went through with this young lady, I'm connected to that. So I step out. I didn't want to get caught up with the knives, some big ass Gensus or chef knives, right? So we step out. As soon as he come out, bro, on my mama. And this is something I don't do. I exercise a lot more restraint, control, and risk, because out of caution, I don't engage in intense conversations with men face to face. That caused me to get fired on in 9th grade, which caused me to purpose in myself. I never got hit again first in a fight until I was 30-something years old. That's neither here nor there. So I don't practice being in a man's face, exchanging any type of aggression. Once within swinging range and his aggression, I swing all my life. However, this day, because the job setting, the minors, my daughter, cameras, all that, I was coming because he hadn't touched my daughter. But apparently he had gotten her face and told her some shit that, he shouldn't have told her, whatever. So now I'm in his face. Like, nigga, don't you ever whoop, 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 whoop. I don't want to be too detailed, but I'm putting it on extra thick. Nigga, let me know. I'm like, nigga, her name is Curtis. My name Curtis. Nigga, you know what? I'm putting extras. You know how I get when I get creative with my talking. I'm angry. I'm making him see. Then I see her in my peripheral. I'm like, matter of fact, I'm like, come here, baby. Apologize to her right now. He apologized to her. But I say all that to say this. By the time I hopped out that car and was coming out that little kitchen and got in that man's face, when I looked up, Melvin Butler was right here like Puto. Matter of fact, hold on. Man, I forgot to get to that. Like Puto would be. But matter of fact, not like Puto. Because Puto, I wouldn't have been able to talk to dude. He would have got off. But that wasn't Melvin Place. After doing 30 years in prison, He wasn't out 30 days. He was only with me about an hour and 30 minutes, if that. And he was ready to throw it all away and crash out with me, bro. So I say that as an introduction. And now we're going to get into this content. Let's see here. Appreciate y'all for being here with me in the Black Box. Produced by Cliche 93 TV. Me, myself, I'm SPI the Loke, a.k.a. VJ Keyway. And we get it cracking in here on a consistent, constant, continuous basis. Oh, yeah, y'all, guess what? We are in a simulcast right now. If you look at the bottom, we got a new Black Box Instagram. We finna run it up. We need y'all to go subscribe to it, follow it. It's called BLACBOX_biz. That's the name. We're live over there right now. We also live on Facebook. So what you know about that? This is the video here. Bam, bam, bam. We finna go. We got to share it here first before we go big. I'm learning how to do this. Navigate. Oh, I already did it. So I can go full screen over here now. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all know I'm learning. All right. We on now, y'all. So here we go. The title of this video on YouTube. Shout out to them. Let me see who made the video. Give them their proper credit. We're using this under fair use. I don't know who made it, but it's the title at the top. Most 6 dangerous Washington, D.C. drug kingpins in history. And coming in at number 4 is none other than my homie, the legendary Melvin Butler himself.
With authorities had earned him a place in the federal witness protection program, where he was given a new identity and relocated to Lewiston, Maine, under the name Abraham G. Rodriguez. Martinez's need for validation and the lure of his old life led him to return to the very streets that once made him infamous. His attempts to reconnect with his past were dangerous, and many believed they would ultimately be his downfall. On October 31st, 2021, those fears became a reality. Early that morning, Martinez was shot multiple times while driving through Harlem in a red Dodge Ram. The attack occurred in what appeared to be a targeted strike, possibly linked to a grudge he had unknowingly sparked months earlier when he had a confrontation with a man named Shaquem Parker. Parker, angered by an incident involving Martinez, took matters into his own hands,
this one should be
gunning
over.
down the former Kingpin
Very
in broad
shortly.
daylight. Martinez,
that was right before
who had
my
spent
time
years
span.
hiding behind a false identity, had been found and was no longer able to escape his
Right
past.
here.
Number 4, Melvin Butler. Melvin Butler, a name synonymous with the dark days of Washington, D.C. As criminal underworld in the late 1980s, was a key figure in one of the most notorious narcotic networks in U.S. history. A top associate of Raphael Edmond III, Butler's rise through the ranks of the city's criminal scene came with bloodshed, deception, and a ruthless pursuit of wealth. His criminal career unfolded during a time when the city was grappling with a severe increase in substance distribution, which fueled widespread violence. Butler's connection to Edmond, often considered one of the most infamous figures in DC's criminal history, began in the late 1980s. The two men met in Las Vegas in 1987 during the aftermath of a high-profile boxing match. This encounter would prove to be the catalyst for a partnership that would soon flood the streets of D.C. with dangerous substances, directly contributing to the violence that engulfed the city. By 1989, Butler was arrested and charged for his role in the sprawling trafficking network that Edmond had built. This network not only imported vast quantities of substances, but also employed a small army of enforcers who were responsible for maintaining control over the territory. Edmond's operations were prolific, controlling about 20% of the city's substance trade, generating profits that reportedly reached $1 million a week. These profits came with an enormous cost to the city.
Now, did you hear that? $1 million a week. I think that is one of the key things that we can focus on to let you know the potential for a production based on what these cats had going on. Paid in Full, Snowfall, BMF series, yeah, Melvin Butler, the Kingpin. We're gonna try to cook it up, y'all. $1 million a week. Could you imagine? You know, if you make $333 a day for 365 days straight, you make $100,000. And as a hustler, a grown person trying to budget, be on top of your finances, that is a good equation to be familiar with, because if you really think about it, any given day, it's not that difficult to make $333 if you put your mind to it. So if you focus on making in excess of that, and then perhaps fall short and even get over that daily, you can know you're on the path to 100,000. Put that in perspective, and that's great money, decent for life and living and maintaining. But imagine getting $1 million a week at 23, 24 years old. Wow.
As rivalries between different factions led to numerous violent encounters. Butler, as one of Edmund's top lieutenants, played a central role in these activities. He was tasked with managing key connections, particularly those tied to suppliers from Los Angeles and Colombia, which helped ensure the steady flow of substances into the capital. In 1989, Butler's activities were finally brought to light when law enforcement officials apprehended him, and he was charged with major offenses tied to the distribution network.
1989, I was 13 years old. Tommy's House of Burgers. I should have loaded up a picture of the hamburger stand. Maybe I will while it's going. That's crazy.
At the time of his arrest, Butler was only 24 years old, yet his criminal actions had already earned him the label of a top-tier offender in the narcotic trade. His involvement in this vast operation was not limited to logistics. He also played a crucial role in orchestrating the strategic elements that kept Edmund's network running smoothly. With more than 150 people working under Edmund's banner, Butler was among the highest-ranking members, trusted with crucial decisions and operations that sustained the network's success. The trial that followed Butler's arrest was nothing short of dramatic. In a city that was already on edge due to rampant violence, the case of Melvin Butler and Rayful Edmund captivated the public. The courtroom was equipped with bulletproof glass for protection, and Edmund himself was...
I ain't never in my life, on my mama, outside of Melvin telling me these stories directly, heard about no court having no bulletproof glass for some babies. I have a 24-year-old daughter, 21-year-old daughter, 18-year-old son. These are my babies. I know they're grown adults, but I look at them like babies. So these was babies. Yeah, it's deep.
Flown in daily by helicopter from a military base due to concerns about his safety.
Flew in daily in a helicopter from a military base. They wasn't housed in jail. They were housed in a military base. I want to put that in perspective with this. When I was 17, I was in Huntsville, Alabama, being a knucklehead, supposed to be in preacher school. I was out there running amok, being my version of old dog with some old dog braids. Huntsville, Alabama, acting a fool, right? And throughout that process, I caught some cases. Well, because I was 17, I went to a juvenile facility. You can look it up. It was called the Robert Neves Home for Boys. And that's where I stayed. I went there a couple of times throughout this process. But anyway, while I was there, it was such a small town, and it was such a rinky-dink situation as far as the jail. My partners that I used to hang with in Huntsville, shout out to Steele, D-Nut, forget who else was in the crew, but they came up there like 8 or 9 deep. And from my cell wall, I think I told them over the phone, count how many windows and all that, which one I'm in. You could see right out into the parking lot. It ain't nothing but a chain link fence right there. So mind you, we young, 17, wild, unruly. My niggas came out there at a certain time and got on the gate. Hey, woo, just, happy to see me, having fun, trying to show me, make my day. The jail was so rinky-dink, I swear to God, cuz it's so country, boy. Used to be niggas in the jail talking about what kind of car they got, woo, wah. Young niggas, man, kids and all that. They be fast in the South, in the country, in the streets, in the ghetto. But they would talk about this, got that. Nigga tell them they lying, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. The nigga get out today, and we'll be out on the yard. They know what yard time is. They were just in here with us. And I drive right up to the gate, throw cigarettes over the gate, little weed. I'm talking about so close to the gate while we on yard, we could talk to them. The staff most likely were college students themselves at A&M, football players that was trying to work off degrees, and I think it was social science or something, whatever it was. But that's what most of the staff were, big old buff niggas. But they was more 20, 21, 22. I'm 17. But I was out there supposed to be going to college too. But I'm in this juvenile situation, right? So it's not like the staffs was like watching everything like in prison, real jail. They'll know that you done told your homies when you get out, you gonna come up there and throw something. The staff just telling you, don't do it goofy and put me on blast type shit. Don't get caught. You ain't got to worry about me catching you, but don't let that type. It was like that, right? So that's how small of a situation it was. So I say all that to say this, because I want to relate it to what I thought I was notorious for in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, yeah, they used to call me Goldie, too, out there. So Goldie had all these people come up there, whatever. These motherfuckers at the court, the juvenile hall they panicked so much, overreacted. I've been trying to upload the picture of the hamburger stand. That's why I've been so distracted, but I got it now. But anyway, they got so damn paranoid. They made a rule. Like I used to when I go to court, I was a juvenile, but because I had got certified as an adult, before I got certified, this was my certification hearings I was going to, right? So when I used to go to court, the homies used to be like, and my cousin, my girl, it was juvenile court. So, it wasn't open court like for adults where anybody could go in, right? So the way they used to do to come see me, they would be right there in the hallway on the bench and shit. And like, what up, love you, and all that. So I was getting used to that every time I go to court, getting an opportunity to see my peoples. After they came up there, my nigga, and shook the gate just to get my attention and say hi, bro, meant no harm. They overreacted to the point where now every time I go to court, I'm shackled, hands in front, feet shackled, chain around my waist. This wasn't the case at first, bro. Not only that, bro, they called ahead of the time. The floor that my court building was on, they cleared the whole hallway. They got a whole squad of police waiting to escort me down the hallway. I had this big ass orange afro shot out, because back then, to put the relaxer on my heat head, and once you put that relaxer on it and that sun hit it, my sheet used to fry orange. So my shit was bright orange, looking like, and walking down here, 17 years old, looking crazy, fighting 3 Class 8 felonies. They was trying to give me life. And now they done cleared out all the hallway like I'm this notorious motherfucker. And that's how they treated me. Nobody could be in the hallway. Now I'm just saying all that, and I thought I was doing something. These niggas was early 20s, babies for the most part. They kept them outside the jail, rather in a naval base. Bulletproof glass in the court. Now I wonder, did they have a court already equipped with bulletproof glass and they just chose to use it for that? Or did they equip the courtroom with bulletproof gas on their behalf? Not only that, did I get it right yet? Let me see, y'all. Do y'all see something different? Not only that, not only that, bro. That's the hamburger stand. Let me show y'all. I did all that to do this. When I say in 89, this is how I knew Melvin Butler personally. I knew the legend of him. I wasn't in the streets like that. I was young, but this was my father's hamburger stand. He always had a dream to have his name up in lights. He used to always tell us, one day I'm going to have my name up in lights. He got my hamburger stand in the hood, old, decapitated. He gutted it out, revived it. It also had a 2-unit duplex connected to the back. Pops was on in the 80s. So my mom had his job at Pacific Bell. He was a welder doing all type of welding jobs. He'd do all type of side phone jobs. He had it. He had his own business. Plus he had the 2 units he was renting out. And that's what crack, talking about, that's what crack made him lose all that, bro. Owned a home. We'll get to that one day too. And he wouldn't mind coming over here and sharing his testimony. But this was Tommy House of Burgers. I used to work in there whenever. That's my shit. That was my owned it too. It was my daddy's, right? So this was Melvin Butler used to come and ball out, support the business and all that. So yeah, on my mama. That's why I was so distracted, because I was trying to load this picture up, sent it from my phone, and get it so y'all can see it. But it's Tommy House of Burgers. I know Melvin remember that motherfucker. But let me turn that picture off and get back to what we was on. Boy, the screen's so far away. Now that I don't use the computer, y'all, I don't use the computer for the camera no more. And okay, I'll figure it out in a minute. Let me get back. No, because we got to get back to the content. I'll do this. There we go. Bam. So yeah. These niggas, I was tripping on the fact that all the precautions they took for these cats, man. That's crazy. They was very young, man. I would love to get Melvin Butler at some point on here, maybe, to talk about some of this stuff himself, man. Maybe I'll get the opportunity to ask him if he would be willing, bro. I'm trying to get the screen back how we had it. We'll rock it like that for the moment. And I'll keep playing with it. Let's let the video keep going. Back to the content.
Ultimately, Butler was convicted of multiple charges related to his role in the operation. Initially sentenced to life imprisonment, his sentence was later reduced to 34 years on appeal. Butler's incarceration did not go unnoticed. His case became emblematic of the era's tough-on-crime approach, which sought to dismantle powerful drug networks and deter future offenders. However, as time passed and sentencing laws evolved, questions arose about the fairness of such lengthy sentences for individuals like Butler, who had already served more than half his life behind bars. In recent years, as part of a broader effort to reform sentencing policies, Butler sought to have his sentence reduced. The U.S. Sentencing Commission in 2014 approved guidelines that allowed inmates to request sentence reductions based on changed...
Yo, Mel Dog. I hate to bother you, G homie. Check it out, cuz. You know what I be doing, bro. I be going on this internet, talking my shit, doing my thing, right? I always look for interesting shit to cover. And I just stumbled across a video that was titled the top 6 most dangerous drug kingpins in Washington, D.C. history. Just because I know your history connecting with the boy. I don't want to hold you. First, let me tell you this. I'm on my live right now. My audience can hear you, so guard your words. I only want 2 seconds, bro, because I've been on here for almost an hour talking about our connection. We've been going through this video. I told the people about our plans to put your life story in front of the world. But this video said the top 6 drug kingpin most dangerous in Washington, D.C. I was watching it just to hear about Rayful, because I know at one point that was your boy. But nigga, at number 4, they got you as one of the top. Did you know that they got you ranked as one of the top 6 drug dangerous kingpins in Washington, D.C. history?
I didn't know that. Somebody just hit me through that right a couple hours ago myself.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I was just also told them the story how you had did 30. You wasn't out 30. I got that 911 call on speakerphone. My daughter was panicking. I asked you to take me to my car. You said, fuck that. You wanted to go to the issue with me, man. Much love. Yeah, just tell the people they in the black box, man. They on the black box. They watching the black box.
Man, you can tap in anytime you want to, bro.
Oh, I got you, cuz.
Set them up, baby.
7 days.
All right,
yeah. Yeah, he don't really understand what's going on right now as far as me wanting him to talk to me as to the audience. He's not really with that, but we're going to produce the Get Down. That's Melvin Butler himself. That's him in the red right there.
Circumstances or revised laws. Butler sought to benefit from these reforms, arguing that he was no longer the same person he was at the time of his conviction. His attorney highlighted that Butler had served over 25 years in prison, a period during which he had seemingly distanced himself from his former violent lifestyle. Despite these arguments, the request was met with skepticism. U.S. District Judge Royce C. Lamberth, who was overseeing the case, expressed concerns about the potential for reducing sentences for individuals like Butler, who had been instrumental in one of the city's most violent and destructive narcotic networks. Butler's fate, however, remains uncertain, although he may have a chance.
So this documentary was done in 2017. So we now know he came home in 2018. This dude, when he did this, wasn't even sure if he was going to ever get out.
At early release, his actions during the peak of the city's narcotic crisis have left an indelible mark. As of the latest updates, Butler's release is expected in way back 2017, but the future remains fraught with complexities surrounding his rehabilitation and potential reintegration into society. While some details of Butler's current life remain private, there have been no indications that he has not been released, and he is likely still serving his sentence in the federal system. So, as of the time of compiling this story, Melvin Butler, his official whereabout is not certain or publicized. Number 3, Tony Lewis.
And that's that, y'all. You dig it, guys? I just thought that was interesting. I thought it would be some good content to tap into, man. I didn't have nothing else planned. We already did a live today. We done two a day, I think, 3 days in a row, but it wasn't planned. Kind of got used into the rhythm. Haven't actually had to go to my actual job, so I've been able to get it in thoroughly like that. Don't know how much of a habit I can make getting it in this much, but we are in full swing at BLACBOX Cliche 93 TV. You see, we trying to flood the content, get back in the algorithm. It's treating us like a stranger right now. We've been here before. We're going to stay consistent, get that rhythm back. Plenty clips. We're going to do these lives, make the clips, put it out. We're doing it's top of the year. We back with the in-studio interviews. I think all the actual interviews that we do here when guests come, the ones that are pre-recorded, I think we're going to use all that content at Cliche 93 TV and separate it. And we're going to turn this into live stream. We're going to get back to Kick and Cack Being Bull. I think Kick and Cack Being Bull is going to be a live stream. We're not going to pre-record that anymore because I think it was a lot better when we can interact with the crowd. But we're going to get our set better. I don't want, every time I've tried to share the green screen with Munchie, it hasn't been smooth. So we're going to find a way to make that efficient and smooth. We're going to keep Kick and Cack Being Bull right here on Spider Loc Most Easty, of course. But the majority and the vast most, if not all of the pre-recorded in-person interviews will be uploaded at Cliche 93 TV. If you haven't went over there and followed, you late. I'm going to need you to do that. Also follow it on Instagram. Also on Instagram, go follow now, man. I don't care if you got to pause this, cut this off. Go follow BLACBOX_biz on Instagram because it's going to be all BLACBOX related over there. Also, go follow me, Spider Loc Most Easty, the number 7 on Instagram. We're currently at 47.1 million views in the last 30 days. I've recently took it upon myself to take my social media presence on Instagram a lot less personal. It's more what I do now is this. As I scroll through Instagram, the things that interest me, that I like, that I find awesome. And when I say awesome, it's not always like I'm saying it's great or good. I'm saying it's awesome in that it causes you to awe at it. And that means it triggers an emotion. It makes me happy, inspired, sad, upset, shocked, makes me feel funny, makes me laugh. Anything that is awesome in any of that regard, I typically used to like it or send it to somebody I really with. Now I share that content on my page. We also run in promo. There's a lot of traffic over there. If you want the promo, hit the DM for the prices. And yeah, man, keep your facts over feelings. Be about your marathon at all costs. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Gratitude is always the attitude on my mama. And the Russian cream, whole team counting thousands, it was just a dream. Big blunts to the neck, get me high quick. In the trap, watching shotters on the 5-stick. 4K, 60-something on the inside. Pastrami and chili on the French fries. Piecing up for the homies on the inside. Evil East side, in hood, could've been died. Liberated, cause the paid lawyer litigated. Mitigated, keep the cognac refrigerated. Getting faded in the 5-star, niggas hate it. Last time I demonstrated it was nickel plated. He ain't had no win against the 4 fin. Just went on one, and I'm down to go again. But then, I'd rather sip tequila. Kick my feet up, turn the beat up, never put my heat up on E.
I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah, I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah, banging me some OJs, thinking about the old days. Kicking my feet up just like a boss do. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up.
Big hands on the baseball cap, I'm from the Mac. Styrofoam cup full of Remy Martin, all cognac, no taste. I used to duct tape the 38. Riders hanging out where it ain't safe on a Tuesday. Patron bottles, Magnum hollers, we get it in. Active like every day, not only on the weekend. Baby say she can't swim, just put your feet in. Take a shot of this tequila and stay away from the deep end. For death though, I'm too deep in. Mafia, on that BS, blue Smurf and baby spotter. Gold rag around my neck or in my pocket, can't give it up. Blam on me in the function, wish I would put it up. Got me turned up, thinking about the old days. Homie and op, remember all my head up fast. But then, I'd rather chill and kick my feet up. Mafias and ECs, the real riders link up.
I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah, I'm thinking it's a Friday, but it's really only Tuesday. Sipping tequila, kicking my feet up, turning my feet up. Oh yeah, banging me some OJs, thinking about the old days. Kicking my feet up just like a boss do. Yeah,
Tupac of my generation, and Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially in his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, you know, what we're trying to solve involved?
Mathematical mode, marathon, making moves, taking the heartbreaking news, make major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, they confused. Waking up, shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fools. Chosen child from the now, stakes is huge. Snakes and fake styling the gate is too late to choose. Through violent vengeance gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated, elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, suede Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generation, you never say me on my babies. What beautiful gift Pluto ever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides Christ? I couldn't view the slide twice, cuz they crucified Christ.
Right,